Well, AJ, I also have a story of a crazy lady in a wedding. Maid of honor stuck with 99 dead goldfish after Bridezilla's idea goes terribly wrong. For most weddings, the maid of honor is a coveted role. The chance for the bride to show her sister, childhood friend, or BFF how much they mean to her, and for the maid of honor to return the favor by helping the wedding to run as smoothly as possible. Or at least that's the theory, but in this era of the Bridezilla, being a maid of honor can turn out to be more of a burden than a blessing, as this woman found out the hard way. Apparently, the bride-to-be loved animals, particularly fish, and is an on and off again vegetarian.
Add a little more irony to the story.
And she's a PETA supporter for more
God.
irony. So she decided her special day wouldn't be complete without goldfish bowl centerpieces for the tables, which doesn't sound too extreme. However, the bride also decided that the unlucky goldfish would be her wedding favors, and each guest could take one home at the end of the reception.
Nobody fucking wants that.
What a burden you'd be putting on people.
Basically, the plan was to give everybody a fish in a Ziploc bag, and then like everybody just throw them away.
Yeah. Unsurprisingly, the maid of honor was worried about the welfare of the animals, as well as pointing out not every attendee would be keen on adopting a new pet, or any of them. But the bride dismissed her concerns. In fact, the bride's only issue was that some of the fish might not survive the ceremony and after party, and asked her friend to be on floater duty. She claims the bride told her, that can be your job during the reception. Just keep an eye out for dead ones and replace them before anyone notices. They're called feeder fish for a reason. They don't live long. Everyone knows that. We'll buy them that morning. They only need to survive through the reception. So throughout the event, the maid of honor spent the majority of her time on dead fish watch, keeping an eye on all 40 centerpieces. As you can imagine, many of the unfortunate goldfish didn't make it, and she had to replace several. But that's not all. As the maid of honor predicted, most guests didn't fancy taking a fish home at the end of the night, meaning she was stuck with 80 goldfish nobody wanted. She continued, "Isn't it strange how not a single guest was willing to take home some goldfish? It couldn't have helped that the bride didn't think to provide containers for them. So will the bride and groom be adopting these 80 goldfish plus about 10 spare still in the back swimming around in the giant bag from the pet store? Alas, they can't. They're headed off on their honeymoon. Such a shame. Gotta go now. Bye." With that, they were gone. Now I was literally the only person from the wedding left in the building. The host still needed their globes back. That night, I strolled into a big box pet store in my big, floofy red satin floor-length gown, heels clacking on the tiles, and purchased a big-ass rectangular tank, a filter, and some fish flakes. A few were dead by the time I got home, and more the next morning. More again in the afternoon, and the evening, and the next morning. By the third day, we were down to 5, and we lost one a day after that until there was only one left. And that last one, 5 years. I named it Sun. It lingered for longer than my friendship with the bride and far longer than her marriage.
Should have named it Highlander.
Yeah, there can only be one.
Yeah,
it lasted
that fish
5 years.
is the one.
What insanity, though, to be like, oh yeah, all these guests will be fucking okay with bringing a goldfish home. Like, nobody would, in their right mind, would think that.
I read one. I think this is like an older thing, but this woman like planned to have like thousands of butterflies released, at the ceremony, and like they had them all in like nets or whatever up at the roof, and they were just gonna come down and like fly around, and it's gonna be this big beautiful thing. Well, like apparently like it was hot up there with the lamps and stuff, and so they all died.
Oh, no.
And then they just like rained down dead butterflies on everybody.
Jeez.
I think that's pretty terrible.
Yeah. God, people just need to stop messing with animals. We have fish at home, and we want to get rid of them too. Like give them out to like a pet store or something because we lost one during the move.
Yeah.
So, we don't want to lose any more. I think just leave them alone.
I want to see like a magician have to like take dead doves out of his sleeve.
You ever watch Arrested Development?
Not really, no.
Well, one of the characters, he's a magician. He had like that scenario. He's trying to return a dead dove to the pet store.